start with, we have Ankit. He's a seasoned content creator with a two-decade commitment to crafting engaging narratives across various platforms, including online videos, podcasts, blogs, and social media. He's an expert in performative speaking and mindfulness coach. Ankit uniquely combines storytelling with practices like yoga and meditation to elevate on camera presence and foster mindful living for individuals and organizations. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to start Marketing Madness and to welcome Ankit. Thank you so much, Ankit.
Check. Awesome. Sir, music down. Oh, that's Bajuga. That's okay, we'll be louder than that. Don't worry about it. Ajay, thank you so much. That was such a flattering introduction. Also, I have no idea how on earth you're wearing a coat in this weather. God bless you. How's everybody doing? Thank you so much, buddy. Thank you. Kafi pyas lag rahi hai. Mastering the art of storytelling for startups, ignite your business narrative. I made sure that all the big SEO keywords were in my first slide, in case there are any SEO fans over here, because the rest of the presentation is all downhill from here. There's no SEO. It's just a whole lot of fun. I'm kidding. Okay, I would like to start with applause. Obviously, we start with that, but there's a catch. I want you to give me the slowest, not loudest applause. Ekdam dheere, dheere, dheere. Can we start with that? Come, sit, settle down. Come. Maza aane wala hai. Come, sit. Everybody start with your slowest clap, not your fastest clap, okay? Slowest clap. Divya, feel at home. Come here. Aap hi ka event hai. Start with your slowest clap. Phone mat tod dena. Slowest, yes. Oh, she's really being a sloth. Well done. Okay, double this pace of whatever you're doing. Double the pace. And double. And double. And double. And double. And double. Yes, amazing. Thank you. I always wanted to try this. Feels amazing to have all of you in captivity and I can make you all do anything. I'm kidding. Now that we are all woken up, good afternoon everyone. Really thrilled to be here. Like most good things in life, I'm going to start with a song. Fortunately for you, I'm not singing. You're going to watch it. Volume, sir.
Control to Major Tom. Ground control to Major Tom. Lock your Sawyer's hatch and put your helmet on. 10. Ground control to Major Tom. Commencing countdown, engines on. Detach from station and make us love be with you. Time to go.
going to pause this. I'm going to pause this. I won't play it. मैंने दिखा दिया वो गलती से, but don't tell me who it was if you read already. Has anybody heard the song before? Space Oddity by David Bowie. David Bowie, one of the greatest singers ever. Space Oddity. सुना है कभी? नहीं? Okay, you can always go back and YouTube it. Space Oddity by David Bowie. What did we just see? This is also going to be an interactive session. So in case you're wondering, I'm going to come here and stay quiet. Please don't be. It's going to be interactive. Ma'am, Bhagwati needs to come down. Is somebody else coming? Oh, Rumal rakh diya hai, sir. Sorry. Okay, there's place for you here. Thank you. Come. You folks can come in. There are some chairs here. Maybe we can sit here. So, the reason I start with this video is when I teach media college students. I teach in media colleges, storytelling, content marketing and all of that. I always start with this. Can you guess why? Why did we start with this video? Anyone can answer, even if they work for Kerala Startup Mission. They can also answer. Why did I start with this? This dude, this remarkable individual, his name is Chris Hadfield. He's a Canadian astronaut. पूछे तो बड़े नटवरलाल जैसी हैं इनकी. Anybody understands Hindi here? I know I'm in Kerala and it is sacrilege to speak Hindi. I've been told, okay, I'll keep Hindi to a minimum. All right. He's also a space educator, best-selling author. The world that we are living in today is the world. It was cool enough to be an astronaut. Growing up, all of us wanted to be an astronaut. But the world we are living in today is the world where an astronaut thinks it's not enough to be an astronaut. I must carry a guitar to the International Space Station kilometers above planet Earth and make a song and put it on YouTube and become a content creator and become a motivational speaker and a life coach and an author. That is the world we live in today. Content is literally out of this world from the International Space Station. So if a space-going astronaut who's done multiple rounds to the International Space Station and done so many cool things that we can only dream of, if he can make content and become a strong personal brand, what is our excuse to not do that? We don't have an excuse anymore. Are you an astronaut? What do you do? Loudly. You're an entrepreneur. Is entrepreneur bigger than a space astronaut? Yes, no? Depends. Yes, he's saying yes, I agree. Entrepreneur bigger than. Do you make content? You do? Amazing. Why so shy about it, man? Okay, so I wanted to start with this strong visual and message because if an astronaut is going out there singing songs, building messages, then all of us can do that as well. From there, I'll quickly come to this beautiful picture of this beautiful yogi, which also happens to be me. That's me, that's Ankit Bengurlekar. I love referring to myself in third person, makes me feel very self-important. As you can see, I'm a content marketing coach. I've been a journalist for the last 15 years. I've worked for 10 and a half years in CNBC. Anyone heard of CNBC? It's a business news channel. Yeah. I used to be the science and technology journalist, and hence the love for space and all things science and technology. You'll see throughout the presentation as well. I've always been telling stories. I studied hotel management, but I couldn't cook up enough dishes, so I started cooking up stories with videos and content, and that's how I made it to newsroom. And now I cook up stories for brands, for individuals. If there are entrepreneurs who are shy of admitting that I make content, or if they want to make better content, I coach them on performative speaking, because today everybody has to be a content creator. It doesn't matter what you make. It doesn't matter if you're Dr. Shashi Tharoor. He's the greatest content creator on the stage today. What a phenomenal personal brand with his unbelievably impossibly difficult English words. He's crafting a very thoughtful, mindful, personal brand. Politics aside, you know the man for his online shenanigans and his beautiful craft with the language. So that's what I do. And when I'm not doing all of that, I also teach yoga, pranayama, vipassana, anapana meditation. So if any of you need help with any of that, don't slide into my DMs. I'm right here. You can talk to me. Okay, so today we're going to be talking a bit about how startups can focus on brand building. If you're thinking this is going to be easy, breaking news is not going to be easy. If you think I'm going to give you a cheat code and like some major Brahmastra, amazing hack, sorry, wrong expectation. Because this, like any good relationship in life, whether you left swipe or right swipe, like any good relationship in life, this requires time, it requires effort, it requires patience. But today we're going to get to the basics, top level stuff of how we can do that. Maya Angelou said, make your story your hero. Now, sir, do you have one more hand mic over here? Because I would like to hear from some of the audience members. Ajay, can we get your mic also? Because if there are entrepreneurs here in the room, I would love for you to tell me in short your name and what your startup is, what it does. Possible? Okay, can I have a show of hands? How many entrepreneurs in the room? Me included, maybe. Wow, amazing. Okay, so who would like to take the mic and tell me what their startup is and what you do? Anybody? Here. The blue jersey guy, he's got the mic. Here, sir, here please. Quickly, run, fast. Very good. Yes, sir. Yeah, just speak loudly.
I'm running a visual production house.
You're running. I like the part that you're running a visual production house.
His name is Watercolor Productions.
Called?
Watercolor Productions.
Okay, Malayali name, I won't get it. Amazing. Watercolor. Malayali accent, I won't get it. Sorry about that. Watercolor Productions. Amazing. Do you make content?
I make videos, video visuals.
Not for your brands, sir.
Not for my brand, for the other brand.
For yourself, I'm asking. Are you a creator? Ah, see? Okay, very good. But thank you for sharing. Watercolor. Like how he's painting colors for. No, I got it. No worry. Who else? Over there? Sir, come inside. Come into the arena. Who else? Ma'am. No, we'd like to hear from some female attendees here as well. Okay, go for it. Loudly, ma'am. Yes.
Hi, I'm Mariam. I run Intot app, which is empowering busy millennial parents to tackle their parenting challenges.
Louder. Mariam,
Yes,
that's all I heard.
Okay, I'm running Intot app, that is the company's name, which empowers busy millennial parents to tackle their parenting challenges.
Wow. Challenging parenting. No, you're helping parents.
To tackle their parenting challenges.
So how they can become better parents.
Better parents, exactly.
Wow. And how do you do that, ma'am?
Through AI generation.
Is it an app? Is it a
Yes, it's
website?
an app.
Is it an offline workshop?
It's an app with the help of AI.
App with the help of AI.
Yes.
Amazing. Now AI is going to tell us how to be parents.
That's all.
There's one job we have. As Animal Kingdom members, we have one job. बच्चा पैदा करो उसको जिंदा रखो. One job we have. Now we need AI to tell that. But thank you for doing the good work. Amazing video. Are you also a content creator?
Yes.
You yourself personally.
Yes.
What content you make?
Of course, on parenting with my children and all to build my personal brand.
Oh, that's beautiful. Amazing. Keep at it. Thank you. Okay. 101 of the marketing strategy. See, I'm keeping it broad and generic because your startup can be in the idea stage right now, or you could be pre-seed, series A, B, C, D, God knows whatever else alphabets are there. So everything that I'm sharing here applies to your business and your idea, irrespective of which life stage your company is in, irrespective of which sector you're in. Some of the stuff that I'm talking about, maybe take it with a pinch or a truck of salt because we don't want to put you out of business. Some ideas are very radical. But the three main questions that we have to be asking ourselves today are: who is speaking, who is listening, and who is tweeting? But tweeting also replace it with who's making comments on Instagram, who's posting on LinkedIn, basically social media. And obviously because it's all about personal branding, I am attributing this quote to myself. How epic is that? Take that also as an idea. So who is speaking? Mariam, what did you say your company's name was? Crink. C-R-I-N-K. Crink. Crink. Okay. So here we have one entrepreneur talking about Crink. Good, very good. Basic, bare minimum. She has to talk about her dhando. If she doesn't talk about her dhando, nobody understands about her dhando. But who is speaking is important because legendary brands get made when not just the promoters or the founders, but the users talk about it. Right? Absolutely, you're wearing a t-shirt which has a V over here. I'm guessing it's Van Heusen. Look at that. Let me see, anybody else you're wearing a Tommy Hilfiger t-shirt. Amazing, man. So that's the beauty of it. He's wearing Onitsuka Tiger sneakers, Tommy Hilfiger shirt, full suit boot se ban gaya, gentleman, Raju ban gaya gentleman. That's the beauty of brands and storytelling. He has paid money to buy the t-shirt. He has paid money, lot of money for the Onitsuka Tiger shoes. But he's also doing free advertising for the brand. Isn't that ironic? The brand should be paying him. Ye le bhai, thank you very much. You are my walking, talking, holding and signboard. Please, here, take some money. Lifelong money, sir. Please take. But that's not the world we live in. Because we've started associating ourselves by the brands we use, the companies we use, the products we use, the services we use. So one mother or one father who uses Crink will say, man, I was really struggling with my teenage daughter, but now thanks to this app, I know it. Hey, come, you check this out as well. That's how word of mouth happens. So, but the base of all of this is a takda product, a solid product. If Van Heusen, Tommy Hilfiger, Onitsuka Tiger, they are not making a good product, will anybody wear their stuff? Absolutely not. There's a reason Apple iPhone is Apple iPhone, right? First, make a kick-ass product. Then people get talking about it. Second, who is listening? In a world where everybody wants to talk, fortunately for me, you all are listening. Very grateful to Kerala Startup Mission for orchestrating this. But who is listening? That is very important because your product is not for everybody. Is anybody here making namak, salt? Anybody in the business of salt? Like salt, the salt that we eat, namak swad anusar. Nobody, right? If nobody is in the business of salt, which means all of you are in the business of making products, services, ideas that don't apply to everybody. Salt, water, air, oxygen, everybody needs. Everything else is subjective, which means you have to decide who is listening, right? Her product may not apply to a Gen Z person. You're like, boss, यहाँ पे एक match नहीं मिल रहा है Tinder के ऊपर, and you're giving me AI parenting app. What are you talking about? Correct. So wrong audience, wrong energy, wrong effort, zero ROI, zero return on investment, waste of time, waste of pixels, waste of money. So who is listening? And how do you understand who is listening? Mike is here. Anybody tell me? All you amazing entrepreneurs. How do you understand who is listening? Or how do you orchestrate who is listening? Anybody? Sir, इधर कोई entrepreneur था जो अखाड़े में आने वाले थे. You? White t-shirt? How do you decide who is listening? Whoever you are talking to, how do you decide? Mic closer to your mouth and be loud.
The way they communicate and respond back.
The way they communicate and respond back. You're absolutely right. But let's say you, what is your company, sir? Fin Fresh का t-shirt पहने आपने. What is it?
We are into behavioral finance.
You are into?
Behavioral finance.
Behavioral finance.
Yeah.
You ask people to behave with their money. Don't spend on this. You don't need this. You tell them that?
No, like it's like will be giving suggestions, financial well-being suggestions based on their behavior.
Like how much unnecessary money I spent on my ex-girlfriend. You will give me a reality check of that.
It's not like it's very lame to say that you have to invest this much to be retired early.
Correct.
Without understanding whether they are able to invest that much.
Sir, you're putting all the financial influencer bros out of business. LinkedIn का दुकान बंद हो जाएगा if you put all these people out of business. But I appreciate that. But how do you decide who needs this nudge or who needs Fin Fresh? How did you decide your cohort?
Like we'll be having some.
Come quickly. fast. Run.
We'll be having a certain questionnaire and understanding pattern. So based on that, we will decide who our customer
Who
are.
is your problem cohort? एक लाइन में बता दो.
Most probably salaried class who spends more. Who,
First time jobber.
yeah.
हो गया ना? One word man. First time jobber. If you can't define who's your listener in one line, please go back. Sit with your founders, sit with your mentors, sit with your VCs, sit with your well-wishers and everybody. If you cannot define who is listening in one sentence or one word, I'm sorry boss, it's going to be very difficult. You are confused and poor customer and user, you're confusing them also. Why? I know I don't need to buy one more thing in the sale, but that flashy advertisement is so amazing that I will end up buying. So everybody is a potential customer for them, but they need to start somewhere, so they start with one cohort. So who's speaking, who's listening, and obviously a factor of all of this is who is tweeting. If you get it right, what happened last evening? Shami, Shami. World Cup chal raha hai, India Cricket World Cup, anybody can see? Yeah? Mohammad Shami, Virat Kohli, Shreyas Iyer. It takes over the world, it breaks the internet as we say it, if you get it right. Obviously sports, art, music is a very, very different universe. But one thing that you need to understand about branding and storytelling, one chair empty here, sir, please anybody come and sit quickly. Very good, fastest speaker first, hot seat mein aapka swagat hai. One thing we all need to understand about storytelling and branding, which is, what did I say in the beginning? Like any good relationship, it takes time. Thank you, ma'am. That person is really competing with me. Okay, time for one more song. Can't see the hard work, but you can feel it. Man, when I saw that line, it hit me real hard. I'm standing here today and talking to you all because I have put in 18 years of work. You can feel it. You can't see it. वो कहते हैं ना overnight success in 10 years, overnight success in 30 years, right? Rohit Sharma, the Indian cricket team captain, उसका 2011, there was a tweet which I saw this morning on Twitter. He was dropped from the Indian squad in 2011. And poor guy is virtually crying on Twitter here. He's like, I feel so heartbroken. And people have resurfaced that tweet to say ki bhai. From being dropped from the Indian squad to leading the Indian team to finals in front of all these legends watching you. Man. One boy from Borivali in Mumbai is doing that. Outstanding. You can feel it. You can't see the struggle. Okay, let's come to more actionable things. How to build the best brand you can. Now in your head, I want you to do one thing. Whether you're a mentor, whether you're a VC, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're a student, whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur, whether you're an entrepreneur in retirement, rejection, whatever it is, apply all these questions in your mind. Whatever business you have done, apply it. You already tried the who is listening framework. If you cannot define it in one sentence or one word, and take pen and paper, take notes, take photos, videos, whatever, that's up to you. Push versus pull. The brands and the stories that we're living around today, everybody is pushing content and stories on it. Everybody. open the newspaper. Anybody reads newspaper here? Show of hands, who reads newspaper? अरे सर एकदम ऐसा and open होना चाहिए. Very good. 1, 2, 3 people, 4 people need to read newspaper. And when you open the newspaper, sir, first 2 pages is what is there now these days? Only politics. Politics. Advertisements. It's not a newspaper, sir. It's an ad paper. News to happens somewhere else only. So all of this is push marketing. When I was growing up, I'm a 90s kid. I was born in 1982. 50 umar ka pata hi nahi chalta again. There were only 3 ways to get information about a brand new product or a service. Television, newspaper, and the actual point of sale. If you go to a shop, if a new product has come, Kisan, Maggi Ketchup, Hatke, Javed Javri ads, you had to go to the shop and the shopkeeper was your point of information and awareness. But today, the first point of awareness is your, I'm sure all of you have hundreds of unread messages on WhatsApp from rascal brands who bought your phone number from databases that you never signed up for. Mark Zuckerberg Kaka has made WhatsApp absolutely potty. You cannot use it because the minute you go there, you just see hundreds of unread messages from brands. Everybody's trying to sell you. And this is premium real estate. This is lean real estate, right? So push versus pull. Brands will perpetually try to create a push strategy, but the most successful brands are the ones that make a pull strategy. Onitsuka Tiger. Does anybody know who Onitsuka Tiger is? They invented sneakers in Japan. Reebok, Adidas, Nike licensed the sneaker technology from Onitsuka in Japan. The founder of Onitsuka was literally hired by Nike to make their first ever sneaker, right? So today Onitsuka Tiger is not as well known as Nike, but it's a pull strategy. The purists, the people who know, they will go and they will buy only that brand and not fall for it. So as a brand, as a startup, you want to realize, how can I create a pull strategy? And how do you do that? The most effective channel, obviously I'm biased, is content marketing. Why content marketing? Because all of us love stories. Does anybody know how old stories are? How old are human beings? Billions, billions, billions of years. How old are modern human beings? Homo sapiens. That is the species that we have, right? Not Neanderthal, right? How old are modern human beings? About 100,000, 200,000, 2-3 lakh years. How old is oral storytelling? It's one of the primary forms of communication when language started getting formed. Before language, everybody knows what was there, no? Cave paintings, yes. Then when language started getting formed, oral storytelling is as old as language itself. So about 50,000 years. Now all of you sitting here, in your brain, you have 50,000 years of evolutionary biology embedded. You respond to a story. You won't respond to our GDP grew by 16% and the Reserve Bank of India has decided to keep the repo rate unchanged at 2.75 BPS. You're like, excuse me, what? Hello, AI किधर है? मेरे को इसका subtitle दे. Help me understand what on earth they are saying. There's a reason our brains and our hearts and our minds respond to stories. Because there's evolutionary biological download in our minds. You have to harness that. You have to use that. You cannot get bogged down by it. And the third point, you know a Shashi Tharoor over the party he represents. Correct? You know a David Beckham who was there in the match yesterday. Like Ajay, he was also wearing a jacket in Bombay. Like, you will die, macha. You will get dehydrated. You will have to be hospitalized. Take that jacket off. I'm sweating wearing a shirt over it. Imagine. You know David Beckham. You don't know what team he's in. You know Lionel Messi. You know Ronaldo. You know all these individuals. You know all the people who scream at 9 PM on primetime television. You may or may not know their news channels. Right? That's the world we live in. hyper-individualistic, which is why social media thrives so much. I don't know about you all, but when I was growing up in middle class Mumbai, middle class Maharashtra in the 90s, we were told, do not stand out. Our entire education system, parents, teachers, if you try to stand out, chamat I would get from my dad. Absolutely not. Blend in, blend in, blend in. And now Ankit is standing here and saying, please stand out. Individual is celebrated over organization. It cannot happen overnight. Because we have 20, 30 years of lived experience of chamats and the visceral memory of that. So now today you need to make superhuman effort to stand out and be individualistic. But individuals who do it, they stand out. I'll give you an example.
I'm sexy and I know it. I'm sexy and I know
My main man Manu. Now we're on like Donkey Kong. Yeah, you got me. You got me.
Everybody knows rap music. I'm guessing, I'm hoping, I cannot assume. Yes? Amazing song, amazing dance, amazing performer, amazing wife. God bless Deepika Padukone. But this video is not so much about Ranveer Singh, it's about the guy who he says, my main man Manu. You know who that is? Manu Jain? Exactly, sir. I had the good fortune of working with him. I was public relations, communications, content and community head at Xiaomi India. And I worked with Manu Kumar Jain to understand individual over organization. Organization was Chinese parentage. Manu Kumar Jain from Meerut in India. Every time, and shit would hit the fan all the time because of Chinese company and everything that was happening in Ladakh and Arunachal. Every time news would be anti-China, Manu Kumar Jain would deal with the blow, and the blow would always be soft. Because individual over organization. Please go to LinkedIn. How many of you are active on LinkedIn? Yeah, you better be, man. So मेरे को कुछ पैसे नहीं मिलते हैं, but still. I used to work with LinkedIn. I was an ex-managing editor for LinkedIn News, which is primarily how they invited me here. If you see on the placard, it says Ankit Vegulekar, former LinkedIn managing editor, etc. It's interesting. Manu Kumar Jain became a legend with his LinkedIn personal branding and content. Anyone heard of Ankur Bariku? Big fans. What made Ankur the epic 20 crores a year content machine today? LinkedIn. It doesn't matter. If you ask anybody, okay, which was the last company that Ankur started? Hardly anybody will say, oh, he was the founder of nearby.com. Oh, he's the founder of secondcharlie.com. Nobody cares. Ankur makes amazing videos, and it all started from LinkedIn. Individual over organization. Kunal Shah over cred. You bring your hand up. You know Kunal Shah? Your name is Kunal Shah? Okay. Individual. Elon Musk over the 1,000 companies he has, right? You're getting what I'm saying, you know, getting where I'm going, right? So that's the point. Okay, why startups and stories? We've spoken about this, but it's good to put it on a slide. You can take photos of it if you want. Emotional resonance, stories evoke emotions because of our biological engineering, and emotions drive decisions. For example, the fintech app that he's trying to build, he said, very fancy word, but it's real. It's a behavioral finance app he's trying to do. Because we make finance decisions with our emotions. We are supposed to be logical about it, but we are far from logical because emotions drive decisions. Memorability. In a world bombarded with information, stories stick. Like Ranveer Singh's dance, that sticks. Like anything else that Elon Musk says on Twitter, it changes and moves the stock market and the stock price of the companies. Differentiation. The product might be similar to others because, honestly, if you think you have an original idea, little reality check is needed. Everything that ever had to be invented is already out. Whatever you will be doing in life is a version of what already exists. Agreed? Show me your hand if you agree. You can hear me, right? Some people disagree with me. You don't disagree. You agree, disagree. Nice specs. Awesome. So stories is our only differentiator. If you're all making versions of what already exists in the world, anybody heard of Atomberg fans? Atomberg fans. Pankha. They make ceiling fans. The biggest disruption in consumer electronics in India is happening not in Ola electric scooters, not in Ather Energy, not in Triumph and Bajaj motorcycles. It's happening in ceiling fans by Atomberg. And they're going up against giants like Crompton and Havells. And what are they doing? Their Gorilla fans apparently use some whatever technology that helps save 65% electricity. Because no matter how amazing we are sitting in an event like this, majority of India even today does not get consistent electric supply. So electricity कम खाता है, bill कम आता है, that is a disruption. This is a good English speaking dude sitting in Bangalore. But a version of what already exists, you do that, and then you go to town with your story of differentiation, and that becomes your differentiation. Talking about differentiators, this company, the founder, their marketing, I'm a huge fan of. Anybody use Airbnb over here? When you travel Airbnb, everyone knows what Airbnb is. Amazing, right? Who thought that you would get an alternative to stay in somebody's house instead of a hotel and actually make friends in every new city?
Don't go to Paris. Don't tour Paris. Don't go to the same places and take the same pictures. And please, don't do Paris. Live there. Because when you live in Paris, you have your own home. Cook. Make your bed. You know, the stuff you normally do. Don't go to LA. Don't go to New York. Don't go to Tokyo. Live there. Live in Malibu. Live in the East Village. Live in Ibiza. Know someone. Pretend you do this all the time. Neighborhood. Feel at home. Anywhere. Wherever you go, don't go there. Live there. Even if it's just for a night.
I love this, I love this, I love this. From Beijing to Barcelona to Taiwan, I've stayed in Airbnbs all over the world to make friends all over the world, to learn about their culture. But Airbnb runs as a company in a manner that most companies will be absolutely shocked to hear. Oh yeah, go for it. Take pictures of this, because you know the other good thing about storytelling? Numbers. Our brain really loves numbers because numbers help consolidate ideas and numbers draw retention and repetition. So when you see 8 out of 10 startups fail, you're like, Bhai Saab, in which number am I going to be counted? The 8 or the 2? But that's exactly what all of you are here for. I'm personally convinced that all of you belong to the 20% that succeeds. Because all of you are taking active efforts to be here, to gain more knowledge, seek more information, meet amazing people, make new connects, and take big steps, bold steps to go where you want to go. 75% of consumers prefer the type of companies that have strong storytelling in the marketing. This is where's the second mic? We'll quickly go around the audience. And please make this fast here, don't be so dull and boring. Tell me what is the last thing that you remember buying? Anybody? What's the last thing you bought? Anything, could be absolutely anything. Fast. A blanket. Wow, a blanket in Kerala. In Doha. And how did you decide? Amazon reviews, discount, sale, all of that? Instagram. And what made you discover that brand or that blanket through Instagram? Was it a beautiful video, photo?
It was a sponsored
Oh, it was an ad on Instagram. The greatest, and I say this in all honesty, I'm not being sarcastic, because I've bought so much from brands that have been shown on Instagram. Instagram has the greatest targeting algorithm in the world. They know exactly who you are. It must get very cold in Doha now around winters, correct? They know exactly who you are. They know the macroeconomic and macro sociological factors, and they target you so well. It's beautiful. Amazing. Thank you for sharing. What did you buy, sir, recently?
I bought a shirt.
You got a shirt from where?
Power Look.
From?
Power Look, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you discover it?
Instagram.
Man, crazy. And because you were looking for shirts, or they know you're like a guy who's into fashion, etc. Stories, targeted stories. Know who is speaking, know who is listening, and then target. What did you buy last?
Earphone.
Earphones. कहाँ से खरीदा?
I bought it from a store.
Like a physical store?
A physical store.
Which brand did you buy, and how did you decide on that brand?
The OnePlus.
OnePlus. Because you had seen some YouTube video of some tech
Yeah.
reviewer. See, power of storytelling. What did you buy and from where?
I see clothing from Myntra.
From Myntra. Because of sales or something?
Yeah.
Because of sales. So content, communication, advertising, that's coming to you. Amazing. Thank you. Anybody PJ who wants to like chime in and tell me what they bought? Headphone. Headphone. From where?
Amazon.
Amazon. Which brand? Which brand? Boat. Because it fit in the budget, good design?
Design and budget.
Or you like Aman Gupta a lot? You like Aman from Shark Tank? Amazing. But see, Aman Gupta of Boat, we spoke about individual versus organization. All those clowns in the circus of Shark Tank, not clowns, all those amazing mentors and jury members, they've become such epic brands in themselves that even if people did not know Lenskart pehle, please, just as a social experiment, come to Bangalore anytime. Okay? Come to HSR, come to Koramangala, come to Bellandur. I kid you not, lakhs of boys, that also included me till some point back, lakhs of boys wear the Lenskart Hustler Chashma that Piyush Bansal wore on Shark Tank. Is that also a hustler? Look at that. Exhibit A, ladies and gentlemen. We have a living exhibit among us. Hey, don't be embarrassed, I'm one of you as well. I love Lenskart. But personal branding, story, personal branding, right? The only ones listening to you are the ones with the problem. Talk to them, give them a solution. You wanted a blanket, Instagram gave you a solution. Because they're always listening. So, hey, be careful of what you speak about Instagram. You wanted headphones, you wanted shirts, you wanted specs, anything else. Now I'm pretty sure after speaking about Lenskart, my Instagram ads are going to go bonkers with Chashma ads. But that's cool. This man is outstanding. We're going to quickly give a listen to what he has to say about, I've worked in a lot of organizations over the years. Startups especially suffer from a unique virus. This virus is called over-engineering virus. The engineers, the coders, the developers, I love them. They are very important. But they think that they can solve everything and they know everything. And the communications team, the marketing team, the PR team, they are considered, whatever, they do something. Airbnb, an entire company worth billions of dollars, works exactly the opposite way. There's a beautiful phrase in English which says, if you have a hammer in your hand, everything in front of you looks like a nail. You have a hammer in your hand, everything looks like a nail. There's a human being and therefore a nail. Absolutely not, right? But creative minds approach every problem and every situation differently. Engineers are great at engineering because they are taught to think in a line, linear. Correct? Which is why Disney invented a new word for engineers working in the Walt Disney Company. Anyone knows what the word is? They're called Imagineers. They're not called engineers. Because they want creative thinking engineers who will think out of their lane. Don't do what you are told to do. If I have to tell you what you have to do, then I shouldn't have hired you. I know most of Indian companies work other way. Hire, just do what I tell you, clock your hours, and Mr. Narayan will come and say you're not working 70 hours, your life is a waste, hustle culture, cancel culture, everything is 21 Twitter. Correct? Let's watch this. It's a refreshing way at how companies can be run.
The entire company works together. They row in the same direction. And the product management also does the product marketing. So they're figuring out how people are going to learn about it, they're doing the demos, they're understanding the story, the videos, they're figuring out all the customer touch points, making sure everyone understands it. Our product marketing works with communications. We work months ahead of time on all the different assets. And when we're working on a launch, one of the first things we'll do is start figuring out what the story is. And the story will often dictate the product. Because ultimately you have to tell the story to people. But a story also is a really helpful way to develop a cohesive product.
You heard that? The story that they want to tell the user, they decide the story. And live example, I've used it, so I tell you. Pandemic, everybody was sitting at home. Everybody is making dalgona coffee, everybody is making banana cake, everybody is trying a new hobby, correct? Everybody got bored out of their mind. After that, everybody was like, for 3 months I did not spend any money. I want to go on revenge buying. Nice new terms also. Revenge shopping, revenge travel. Airbnb realized people want to get out. And they don't want to stay for 2 days, 3 days, because the average stay duration. They want to stay for 1 month. They want to stay for 3 months. And they want to stay in very, very far away places. As a product, they did not have any listings for 1 month, 2 weeks, 2 months, 3 months, quickly. Now this is a story that the consumers and the environment is telling them. We are desperate. If we stay in the house for 1 more day, we will murder someone. So for law and order purpose, we need to get out of home. For our mental sanity purpose, we need to get out of home. Quickly they regrouped. They heard a story from the audience. They said this is a story that resonates with us as a product. The story, the marketing, the social listening team tells the product team and the engineers, hello, Kaka, please make a feature like this. The other team, hello, please go speak to our hosts and please tell them that can you give your houses for 1 month and 3 months. Please figure out an entire pricing strategy around it. Please figure out other community guidelines around it. Within days, Airbnb listened to the story from the market, pivots their entire product offering, goes back to the market. It's a very complex business model. They don't own the houses. You own the house, you own the house. Anybody can put up the house on Airbnb. And they got in touch with their hosts and they pivoted that entire thing. And then they went to market with it and told the same story. Hey, we understand everybody is frustrated, wants to go out, wants to be a nomad and work remotely. Everybody can work from anywhere as long as there's Wi-Fi and there's network and all of that. Here are amazing locations, amazing houses, amazing hosts. You can go stay with them for 1 month, 3 months, however long you want. Beautiful example of not over-engineering every problem. Look at the story, look at the consumer insight, come back, speak to your development team, develop the product, ship it out as soon as you can. But it's difficult because okay, left side, you have to start clapping. Okay? Then stop. Then right side will clap. Then left side will clap again. And right side will clap again. Okay? Everyone clear? Yes. Left side. Clap it half the speed of what you would clap. Half the speed, okay? Continue. Continue. राइट साइड को मैंने नहीं बोला कौन से स्पीड पे क्लैप करना है. But did you all notice that the right side eventually they started full N2 cut legs, no right side, right part of the brain, very N2. So they started clapping very fast, but left side was clapping slow. What did right side do eventually? You did not change your speed. What did right side do? They started clapping slow. Yes, you all started clapping slow. It took about 10 to 12 seconds for them to realize we are मजा नहीं आ रहा है. We are clapping a different beat. They are clapping a different beat. चल एक साथ करते ना मजा आएगा ना full. Vibe आएगा vibe. Yes, you all slow down, right? Did I tell you all to? Did I tell you to slow down? No. That's human psychology. This is why society works. This is why law and order works. This is how culture works. This is how brands work. Because they like doing what you were doing. This is why social media works. This is why millions of people, फिर वो Bollywood superstar हो या some random college kid हो, everybody is dancing to the same songs. We like doing what other people are doing. We get a sense of belonging from seeing what others are doing, and I want to do the same. Now, as a brand, how can you harness this? That is the critical point. That's the interesting point. If you can use this consumer insight, customers don't want to stand out because their parents have slapped their faces for 30 years and said, please don't stand out. Just the way for 20 years they say, don't talk to girls, don't talk to girls, don't talk to girls, don't talk to girls. The minute you're 20-year-old, you're like, please go get married, make children. Thank you very much. Excuse me. How? What? You just told me don't talk to girls. They're like devil incarnated and whatnot. And suddenly only because I become 21, go talk to girls and get married and make babies. Psychology takes a very, very long time to transform. As a brand, either you stand out and you become successful, or you blend in and you're lost in the sea of sameness. You decide. It's your call. Because being average, being mediocre, rubbish. I'm going to give you an example of a government tourism board. This blew my mind. I don't know about you all, but I read a lot of news. Joe Biden, Adharaniyam President of the United States, he made a faux pas when he was addressing something. He said, Switzerland instead of the country of Sweden. It was a NATO meeting, very high stakes meeting, okay? And he's not the first US president to do that. 2 other American presidents have said Switzerland instead of Sweden. They don't even sound like each other, but these Americans I tell you. Okay, IQ ke baare mein let's not even talk about it. So he ends up saying Switzerland instead of Sweden. And there was a whole fire on social media, right? Here is what the Sweden government does in less than 1 week. Here's an ad that they made. Oh, I love this quote. Please take photos of this for my personal Shanti and Manki Shanti. In a world where you can be anything, please don't be a QR code menu. Because nobody wakes up and says, today I will go scan one more QR code menu. It's such a terrible thing. This is the virus of over-engineering things that I keep talking about. So listen to the community. Don't over-engineer. Ask the engineers to please take a drink and sit down.
Leaders and citizens of Switzerland, this is a message from Sweden. We're contacting you regarding our mutual problem. Yes, I'm talking about this. It's time we make the distinction between our two nations as clear as day by deciding who talks about what. Our proposition is as follows. First of all, Switzerland gets to talk about bags, and Sweden gets to talk about sandbags. Switzerland will focus on mountain tops, and Sweden will focus on rooftops. Switzerland gets to promote loud noises, such as yodeling. In return, Sweden gets silence and a lack of yodeling. LSD goes to Switzerland because you invented that. And Sweden will get the Northern Lights, a different kind of surreal experience. Particle accelerators, that's yours. And Sweden will get the opposite of acceleration, winding down. Switzerland will focus on leather couture and will focus on contemporary fashion. Last but not least, Switzerland will offer luxury, including expensive watches. And Sweden will offer a different kind of luxury, like forgetting about time. Switzerland, we are open to negotiation, but we believe that we need to end this confusion as soon as possible. Please see the full proposal and sign the agreement at visitsweden.com. Thank you.
How fascinating. How fascinating. Brands of today and tomorrow will win. This is something called moment marketing. You've heard of the term? Whatever's hot and trending in a moment, you catch it, you grab it. This morning, Delhi Police and Mumbai Police. I love their Twitter handles. Oh my God. Delhi Police wrote a tweet to Mumbai Police saying, do you think we should book charges on Mohammad Shami for the performance that he did in Mumbai? Because match was in Nagpur, stayed in Mumbai. Okay? Beautiful. Okay? And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Now, this can go anywhere because you know Twitter and you know Indians, we're always angry, always ready to pick a fight. So Delhi Police tweeted this. Mumbai Police, greatest social media team ever. They are like, no. I think we should charge him with stealing so many hearts with his performance. And then Nietzsche gave a disclaimer knowing there are trigger-happy journalists ready to write articles on this thing. This is humor, people, please don't take it seriously. We don't want to arrest Shami, anything, we love it and all of that. Moment marketing. Is your brand agile enough to respond to the moment? Swiggy does this amazingly well. Zomato does this amazingly well. I mean, they've gone a little too well. Now I get notifications from Make My Trip. 2 missed calls. Philippines is calling you. I say, hey, calm down. Paisa won't karega. Behavioral science app is telling me don't spend so much money on travel. Correct? Oh, behavioral science guy disappeared. Okay, good behavior. Are you building a product or a community? Don't waste time building a product without a community. It goes back to who is listening. Who are you speaking to and who will be tweeting about it? If no one's going to be tweeting about it or making a purchase from Instagram ads, I'm sorry, your product is a loser. And you have to change everything around. Maybe use Brian Chesky, Airbnb's formula of how to build a product that consumers actually want to buy from. Are you ready? Are you personally ready to be your brand's ambassador? Forget hiring Ranveer Singh and making him dance on I'm Sexy and I Know It. Very few brands can do it. Now uska charm khatam ho gaya. What was the last time you were like, oh, I see Mohanlal's poster, I'm going to buy this cement because Mohanlal is endorsing it. Who does that? No one does that in life. I don't know why people are wasting so much money on those 2-3 pages of advertisements on newspapers. Who does that? You're like, oh, Virat Kohli drinks this brand of energy drink. I will go to a supermarket and buy this brand of energy drink. No. You buy it for very different considerations, right? So, are you ready to be your startup's brand ambassador? Elon Musk, great example of his brand ambassador. Anyone heard of this company? Amazing. Quickly, fatafat, tell me, how many people work, tell me the names of the people who you know from OpenAI. Anybody? Sam Altman, very good. Who's he? He's the co-founder. Perfect. Who else? So OpenAI, everybody knows, right? there is this goody little thing called ChatGPT that they launched that is only going to change the entire freaking world. Okay? Artificial intelligence is here, it's in your pocket, it is telling you how to be better parents. It's also solving maths homework for my daughter. It's doing everything. It's writing resignation letters. I kid you not. My last resignation letter, I was working at CoinSwitch, don't tell my boss. ChatGPT wrote my last resignation letter. And I was like, let me just use it for the heck of it. Let's just see if it works. I mean, of course, I'm resigning. How else will it not work? But it worked just fine. Love letters, ChatGPT is writing it. Research for this presentation, ChatGPT did it. In a few days, few weeks, ChatGPT will make the PowerPoint presentation with one line prompt. I'm writing a book right now, a 400-page book, not ChatGPT, but other AIs. They're helping me write the book. That's the world we live in. Forget right swipe, right, left swipe. The current generation, Gen Z and Gen Alpha, is going to grow up with AI best friends, AI boyfriends, AI girlfriends, AI spouses. It's going to happen. Now you can sit and be like, oh, what is this? Humanity want to touch. AI will take over humanity. Sure, Kaka, congratulations. You can sit there and suffer in your own limited vision, or you can learn to co-opt it and make it your co-pilot. The reason I brought up OpenAI is Sam Altman is epic. He's only a 38-year-old, but he behaves like a 16-year-old, which is mostly all the white American people in tech, in SF. Look at this. Real Christmas Eve energy was when they just launched a ChatGPT 4 Turbo. So just the day before that. And he's making other things like this. It's so easy today. You don't have to buy space on a newspaper ad. You don't have to buy a YouTube masthead. You can just tweet, it's absolutely free. You can go to LinkedIn, it's absolutely free. You can go to Instagram, absolutely free. Make a YouTube video, absolutely free. There is no cost to start doing your branding and storytelling and content marketing. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And forget trying to be perfect, because perfection is bullshit and it's overrated. And it looks good only on Kung Fu Panda. There is no perfection. Start. Just start. Right? Mohammad Shami didn't take 7 wickets because he was waiting. I will go and play only when I can take 7 wickets. No. You start. You keep practicing. The riyas that musicians do, or the amazing practice, net practice that sports people do, they show up every single day and you keep at it for years. Remember what I said, overnight success in 20 years. That's how it happens, right? And then of course we've got our homegrown Kunal Shah as well, who I have no idea what he is on most of the time. Because I have no idea what he talks about. He runs a company where they spent, last year, they spent some 1100 crore rupees. They spent 1100 crore rupees to make a 5 crore loss. I don't understand the world of the Silicon Valley tech startup in Bangalore anymore. The unit economics have gone to the dogs. But anyway, he is posturing himself as the Masiha for startups. And I am the, what is that American Indian dude? Naval Ravikant. He's presenting himself as the Naval Ravikant, the philosopher, Masiha. But he's doing a great job of it, because if you watch his YouTube videos, he gets millions and millions and millions of views, and young boys in the comments are like, oh my god, I found my god, I found my god, where do I sign up for your religion, Babaji, and all of that. So that's personal branding again. Depends on how you want to build your brand, but it works. Okay, last slide. This pretty much sums up what I've spoken about. Define your story, know your audience, make sure you're consistent across platforms, utilize multiple mediums, and evolve and adapt. This one slide pretty much gives you a playbook. For everything else, I will have to start charging money there. This is all the free advice I can give. And this is the second last slide. Last slide is this. In a world and a sea of sameness, please be besharam. I don't know what the Malayalam word for it is. If any of you can help me. Besharam is shameless. What is the Malayalam word for it? Shameless. Is there a Malayalam word for it? Or you all are very law-abiding, God-fearing people? Loudly, I can't hear.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. There are different variations for the same word.
One word.
I would say Udupilaima. Udupilaima.
Udupilaima. मेरे को गाली नहीं दे रहा है ना? Because I can't tell. I'll have to ask ChatGPT. Udupi Laima. Be Udupi Laima. Is that correct? Correct pronunciation? Be Udupi Laima, be wild, be weird, be curious, be humble, be real. In a festival which is called Beach. This is India's largest beach festival. This uncle is wearing a jacket in a beach startup festival. So don't be like, Ajay, be more uncle, right? Dress up for a beach festival. I mean, how else do you show up for a beach festival apart from beach wear, right? Awesome, that's all that I have for you. Thank you for being such a lovely audience. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you, Kerala Startup Mission, for having you. And if you have any questions, feel free to do that. You can follow me on Twitter, Ankit V, on Instagram, I'm ankit.today, and LinkedIn is just my Ankit V. Awesome.
Hello. Yeah, so if you have any questions, we can take a few questions if you want to ask. Otherwise, I'll go to the question part. Any questions?
Over there. The Kunal Shah fan. Do you work with him? मेरी बुराई मत कर देना. Actually, go ahead. Tell him. Yeah, it's fine. Loudly.
Yeah, thank you, Ankit, for such a wonderful session. So I'm not a marketing guy, but you know,
Sir, everybody is a marketing guy.
I understand that.
Everybody.
Yeah. So I'm building an AI-based. I'm building an AI-based startup in the Ayurveda healthcare sector. I'm myself an Ayurveda physician. So my name is Dr. Abhilash. So what I've understood in the past 1 year of my journey is that we tend to change the storytelling depending upon who's our audience is. For example, for the incubators, we speak differently. Yeah. So if we keep on changing our storytelling depending upon our audience, will that affect the?
It will be more effective. It will be more effective.
Okay.
The Swiggy notification for you use Swiggy?
Yeah.
Swiggy notification for you is different from Swiggy notification for me, different from Swiggy notification for anybody. Yes?
Yeah.
Because it's customized.
Yeah.
Customization leads to higher ROI, higher conversion, always. And Ayurveda health, always. The more the customized it is, higher the conversion.
Yeah.
Always. The challenge with that is scale. Scale is lesser with customizing, but then hello AI, hello ChatGPT, it can help you go to scale with customization. That's all I can say. We can talk about it offline.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you for asking. Anyone else? Great. Over there.
Hi, my name is Jay. I'm a marketing student.
Wow. I'm nervous.
I want to understand your perspective on surrogate marketing. I mean, the line between ethical and non-ethical, let's say the Panparag guys, right, or the History guys, or Vimal guys. Where do we draw the line? Because especially with this new social media, it's very challenging. I mean, people are crossing the line. Where does it go?
I think ASCII has some very good guidelines which are clear. ASCII is the Advertising Council of India, Advertising Standard Council of India. If you personally ask me, as a yogi and a pranayama coach, all of this is bullshit and it needs to be banned from the surface of the planet. Alcohol, tobacco, all of this needs to be banned like perpetually. So that's my personal point of view. In terms of surrogate advertising, they're trying to be clever. They're trying to make way into the loopholes. Marta kya na karna bechara, like they have to do something. But I also don't, I find it very hypocritical. If you're selling the product, let them go to town with it. You get what I'm saying? From a policy point of view. But I am a cookie little fish, doesn't make a difference on policy, etc. There are countries where, I just came back from 10 days in Thailand. I went for super diving certification. Cannabis is legal over there. And it's a country which is dealing with this only for the last 6 months. In the last 6 months, not medical marijuana. Marijuana sale is legal. Or kilo leke jao. And that's what a lot of new tourists in Thailand are coming for. But a lot of locals are like, That's a bullshit tourist. We don't want this guy. Because they're coming just for this, they're staying put in the resorts, they're not going and spending and engaging and integrating in the local economy. It's a terrible tourist. We don't want it. It doesn't matter how much money you're making from the sale of all of this, right? So now the government's actually taking up another referendum that should we continue this. This was a pilot project. So I think it requires a slightly more self-aware society, slightly more IQ and education levels to question a lot of these things. Thank you.
Yeah, maybe along with that you can add how the Red Bulls and Bacardi is doing it. You know, they are not ideally selling it, but they are.
I mean, Red Bull is in the team.
Yeah,
Red Bull is just making an energy drink. The problem is when you mix that Red Bull with anything else.
Bacardi again.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of, I'm sorry, I'm a complete non-alcoholic, teetotaler, non-smoker.
So what I'm saying is they are not directly
I have
selling
zero empathy or sympathy for these brands. With all the money and the brain power that they can do to do everything in the world, you use it to create terrible things and ruin lives. I have zero sympathy for these brands. Awesome. That's my stance on it.
Understood. Any more questions? So okay, I'll take two more questions.
There are two more hands on it. Sit.
Thank you so much for this amazing session today. Really loved it. So I'm a data scientist just transitioning into data science. So I was a technologist before this, right? So I'm trying to build my own LinkedIn profile and trying to talk about how to transition into data science. So that is my niche. I'm looking for target audience there. But at the same time, I work for HR analytics. Right? I'm a data scientist in Orglex. So I wish to also talk about organization psychology. Right now, these are like a bit different when you can connect it, but then, so my question is, can I write about both of them in one LinkedIn handle, and will it actually get me the target audience, or should I like write it separately?
Excellent question. Finally, I got a question about LinkedIn. Amazing.
Thank you so much.
What's your name?
Fatima.
Fatima. Amazing. What do you all think she should do? She wants to talk about data science, she wants to talk about organizational psychology, and she's asking एक ही LinkedIn handle से she can post all of this, or should she make more LinkedIn handles? As if you could do that like Instagram. You cannot, right? Yes, talk about everything. Please go to my LinkedIn. You will see me talk about cafes to work from in Krabi Islands. You will see me talk about yoga and pranayama. You'll see me talk about the creator economy. You'll see me talk about anything and everything. Last evening, Shami and all of that. The pandemic did one very good thing, Fatima. The pandemic told us that we should stop our bullshit pretend life. Stop pretending. All that suit boot penke showing up BlackBerry boys at work, it's rubbish, it's gone, it's history. You're Gen Z, I'm guessing. You're Gen Z. You have to redefine what the landscape of LinkedIn is like. So talk about everything. Talk about the new cool makeup brand you found. Talk about get ready with me. Talk about psychology, organizational psychology. Talk about HR tech. Talk about MarTech. Talk about data science. Talk about the new subscription and why on earth it costs so much. Speak about everything. Because you bring your full self to your workplace.
Yes.
You don't say, oh, 50% Fatima stay at home, 50% Fatima go to work. No? Correct. So you bring your full self to LinkedIn.
Yeah.
They are hiring full person. You express full person. That's it. Wherever you are, ever in doubt, express fully. Don't hold back. What was my last slide? Read whatever that. Yeah. Just express fully, express fully. Because you never know what leads to what. When I tweeted about Kerala Startup Mission, right now in my LinkedIn DM, I have 2 more invitations from other states' startup missions. They're like, why no love for us, sir? Please come here also, sir. I said, you did not invite me. What do you mean, why no love for us? So talk about everything. You never know what leads to what. That's the world we live in.
Thank you so much.
One last question. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nehiyal.
My question is, how risky is it for us to change the team or focus
after we have established a audience for our brand.
Not risky at all. Is it in sync with who you want the potential customer to be, or you're just changing it because your CEO said, I don't want this cohort, go after another cohort? What is influencing that decision? Is it a decision because you think the TAM is better over there, or the pilot cohort was a limited cohort? You have to always question the first principles. Why are we going after these people, right? Either long term your ROI is going to be better, conversion is going to be better, they're better for remarketing. You have to ask your why first. It's never a bad idea. And today it's never about talking to only Fatima or Ajay. You talk to everybody in different voices. It's not either or, it's everybody. Depending on your resources. It requires resources, time, effort, management, bandwidth, all of that. Yeah? Awesome. Can we have the mic back? Thank you so much, everybody. You've been so kind. Thank you so much.
Ankit, thanks a lot, man. That was so energetic. And from all of us, we get to know like how well we can tell the stories and what our values we can add. Very interesting, and loved all the sarcastic things you have put on me. So we have a small gift of honor from Kerala Startup Mission. So I would like to